Are you starting it now?
Yeah. Okay.
We don't even have the audio ready.
2. Yeah, I have the audio. You're not ready? Alright. Ready, 3, 2.
Okay.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
Well, welcome in. This is PB Caught.
Just
keep going, bro.
It's
Just keep
Peapod. It's Peapod.
Ready? Welcome in. Today I'm here with
Vanessa.
Moises.
And Matt from Straight Shooting with Matt.
Wait, Moises, you forgot to
Oh,
introduce yourself.
Moises was Beagle Wealthy and she's Fossil Wealthy.
Show it up.
Oh, you want me to fucking out here, you know? Just got these out. Not the final product though, but for sure getting there.
Is that the little bed?
Support the homies,
But,
small business.
This is PB Pod for today. Today, my co-host is gonna be Matt, Straight Shooting with Matt, which is gonna help us. It's a different setup. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool though. I kind of like it. It was like a college dorm. No
bit,
place
yeah.
to walk around. Thank you to Eliminate for sponsoring us once again.
We're gonna get sued.
Trying to make us
There's a lawsuit.
And I know you haven't really sponsored us, but
We haven't got in contact with them
but whenever
yet.
you
It's in
feel
the
like
works.
Email link in bio.
Yeah, link in bio. You know where to find us.
it. Anyways, so Matt, crazy week.
What
What happened, man?
I don't know what happened.
Crazy week.
Crazy month. I'm pretty sure everyone's aware of what happened at the Oscars.
Oh yeah, my
Um,
boy Chris.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it.
Yeah, everyone's aware of what took place, but now it's more of like, okay, how do we feel about it?
All right, so
So first of all, let's start with the raw emotions, because let me tell you where I found out. I was at the gym, lifting, between sets. We go into Twitter and everything I see is just Will Smith.
the
I'm like, damn.
freshmans.
And at first I couldn't believe it. I thought it was staged. I'm pretty sure everyone thought it was staged.
I thought it was staged at first.
Thought it was staged.
Yeah.
I think so.
So-
I at first I was like,
He backhanded them, huh?
that slap looked kind of fake. I'm
They're
not gonna lie.
actors, though.
Yeah.
They're actors.
He won an Oscar, of course.
That's how he won it, you know.
Exactly.
Best slap in the game.
I think that the craziest part was not the slap, was the fact that he stayed there and he won an Oscar.
Oh, Chris, like,
Like,
he
whoa,
still there?
Will, yeah.
Oh, yeah. For his like behavior and shit, he still won it. Yeah.
Like that was kind of crazy.
No.
Where did he win it from?
I think in a way, I'm not saying whether I like am for or against what he did. Like I think it's okay, but he definitely stole the spotlight from the Williams sisters and I forgot what his first name is. I just watched King Richard, so like now I know the background of how Will Smith won that Oscar. He did such a great performance in that movie.
I didn't watch it.
It's very, very good. It's about, so it's mainly about the father and his, basically he wrote up a plan, like literally wrote a plan on how he was going to make his girls the best athletes in the world. And he did it. Like this man had a plan, he stuck to it for his entire life, and he made them stars, so.
Like Olympic stars?
Well, yeah, I mean, they won Wimbledon. Both of them have won Wimbledon, one of the biggest tennis matches in the world.
So he was like representing like Serena Williams' father? Is that what
Oh,
it is?
Serena Williams.
He was portraying his
Yeah.
father. And then the girls, Venus and Serena Williams, they were acted by other characters as well within the movie.
Yeah.
It's their life
Did
and
the
how
movie just come out?
it came out. It came out in it was a 2021 movie because it wouldn't have been nominated for an Oscar if it wasn't. So I think it was like
Facts.
November or December.
Facts.
Yeah.
Just have the date and everything.
That's fire. I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
It's a really honestly, Will Smith deserves that award. I'm not trying to like
pick sides and shit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pick sides or anything. He
Can
definitely
you
deserves
cuss
that.
on this, or-
What was it?
Can you cuss?
Yeah.
You had to think about it there.
I had to think about it. I mean, not that loud though.
No.
It's my family gonna hear it.
No, yeah, for sure.
Mom's Latina, she gonna whip my ass.
He's getting all of us.
Okay, so with that, how do y'all feel about Jada's reaction afterwards? The thing she said about Will.
Toxic, man. That's just
Toxic.
straight toxic. Because it goes to the point because, like,
Man, you're a little bit quiet. I want to hear what you gotta
she
say.
said,
Well, what did she say?
Okay, basically she
I feel like
said
everything I see on Twitter, I
she
don't
said
know.
that she was embarrassed that how Will's behavior towards what the GA what's it called?
G.I.
G.I.
G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane joke, which is basically just a woman
No, yeah, I would be uncomfortable too if someone made a joke about me, but
There you go, but that's not.
then again, I don't know. Like, I'm not for Will Smith's reaction or for.
You're
I'm kind of like everyone has their own opinion. I
you're a
respect
lover,
that,
not a
but
fighter.
yeah.
So you would have just been there like this, like Jada.
I would have felt awkward even if he didn't slap him.
But would
I would've felt-
let's say he was your man, would you want him to step up and defend you, or would you want that to be like, hey, I just let it be, it's a joke?
I was like,
I don't think the joke was
Because
funny.
you would be uncomfortable because of the joke, and then you would be uncomfortable because you're
What he did.
embarrassed
Yeah.
because he's not doing anything.
you're like, thanks, babe. But no, I don't know. It's just kind of.
She at least should have
I don't
like,
think my
stood
two
up
cents
and
really
started
matter.
clapping like, yeah, that's my man. But nah, not even that.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
my man. Just like that.
I think that was kind of messed up though. That she said that after.
Yeah,
Man.
because
he was. If you
Wait,
see
after
it,
he slapped him?
yeah. Because if you see at the start, like he's having fun until he sees his wife. You know, her reaction. You know,
The camera's cut when she looks at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
so
no, it catches it.
Yeah,
She does
she gives like a little bit of a glance.
like a little frown and like gets mad.
Okay, but in all reality, I think the joke itself, it might have been like in bad taste or whatever,
It's the Oscars.
but it's a G.I. Jane joke, and G.I. Jane's supposed to be this pretty like girl in a movie that's bald. Like, so is it really a rude joke or is it a compliment?
Whatever we say, we might get
'Cause-
canceled, but
This guy.
it's okay. Because honestly,
I mean, yes, the alopecia thing might have caused like, but I don't know if I wasn't aware of it.
Alright,
Like, if no one knew about the alopecia thing, and he said the G.I. Jane joke, and everyone went on with their day,
Alright, well,
it would have been fine.
he laughed at first. You have to understand that. Not even that, like, you're looking at what his name is, what, Chris Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Chris Rock, who is a comedian, and not even that, Will Smith is a comedian, overall, like, a good actor. I love, like, Will Smith. His everything, like, from Shark Tales to, like, that robot one and all that shit, they're all good movies.
He made a lot of classics.
7 Pounds is
7
sad
Pounds
as
is
fuck,
so
dude.
good.
wait, is
I remember- yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness. Like, all these great movies that Will Smith, as a black, African American actor, has shown out. So for him to act that way, in a way, like, I don't stand behind it. At the same time, like, come on, man. Like, you're up here for all these actors. Like, don't put yourself down. Like, we expect more out of you.
Did you guys see that he got banned for like 10 years of Oscars?
Yeah.
That was kind
Wait,
of
he's won one. So.
Well, I mean, they didn't do anything when it happened. Like, after the slap, I feel like the best punishment should have been for him to leave the building. But the fact they let him stay just showed that
And get awarded.
anybody could have went up there and did it. If Drake was at the Oscars, he could have went up there and slapped him, and they wouldn't have done anything. So they had to be like, okay, we got to slap him on the wrist
Well,
somehow.
there's just so many people that complain and everything too. So
If they didn't, then the Oscars would have been taken as a joke.
Yeah.
That's why they
I
did
agree.
it. It's not because they
Would've been like
were actually
gross.
upset.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many other like famous people that have done so much worse and kind of get away with
So can I add on to this topic? Or do I still want to keep going? So basically, on top of that, you have to see what's behind on the closed curtain side, because a lot of it is saying, well, we're making this guy into a meme. There has to be a reason why he's reacting this way, and that goes back to man's mental health and how, it's hard to be in a relationship where, like you can say Jada, what's her name, Jada Smith, is a high masculine female. Like, she likes things done like that. And for a man like Will Smith, who's going to want to please his wife, which I hope every guy loves to, he's going to do that for his wife, but to a point where it confuses him and it gets his thoughts everywhere. He's probably juggling between, should I be more on my feminine side and let things slide, or should I be on my masculine side and be there for my wife? And that's what you have to juggle too. Like,
It's definitely.
and not even that. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a video. I don't know if you put videos in your thing, but you should. But basically, it's Jada Smith, Will Smith, and another lady interviewing him, and she goes, "Well, we don't want to get any more entanglements. How does that feel? Like saying, "Oh, we don't want you to go fuck more people." My bad. More people. Sorry.
Gonna bleep that out.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, I grew up.
Check there should be.
So basically, like it's like what?
I think it's just a hard situation all around. So.
I just want to add one thing. So, like you were saying with men's mental health, so there was a scenario where this happened a while back when Jada, I think, turned 40. I don't know how long ago that was. So Will throws a party for her with I think he did a whole thing, and she said, "This is not a party for me. This was a party, and it's showing your ego." He wanted to do it, and I think the reason why I bring that up is because I think Will Smith's ego plays a part in a lot of things he does, just because you're talking about a man who has been so successful and been praised. Like, think about Kanye too. No one's gonna tell him no.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So once you hear that over and over and over again that you're the greatest, he played Muhammad Ali, and he did amazing at it. So to be hearing that you're the greatest all the time, you built this life, this bubble, no one can touch me.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jada sometimes feels that his ego gets in the way of things. I'm not defending Jada because I also feel that she has done wrong as well, but I think they're both flawed people just like everyone else.
Well, with the whole Will Smith, maybe his ego and all that, because dude, he was on Fresh Prince. Everybody knows about Fresh Prince. That was everybody's show growing up. You would see him. Everyone knows his intro song and all that. So I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I feel like that's what comes with a great actor, a great athlete. They're gonna be up there. They're gonna be praised because they see the good they do with people. Literally, one video I can always point out with Will Smith is that when he goes skydiving, he's talking about fear.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I like that too. Yeah.
I like that video so much. It demonstrates that you can be caught up in such a high situation where you feel like nothing's happening, but as soon as you take that breath and you realize you're okay, everything's gonna be okay. You'll get to things. You will.
And that's a good point too. I think he does a lot of good for people as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrote his book. He's done things because he wants people to learn that there's more to life than just the fame and everything. He wants to show his growth as a person. I'm sure he's worked on his ego, whether Jada has made him do it or he's done it on his own just because he wants to be a better person.
Right. And then that just goes back to the whole entanglement thing, and not even that. There's been numerous times where Jada has brought up Tupac. If you guys don't know, she once had a thing with Tupac back then, and so think about it. You're living your lifestyle, and you started seeing that your girl, she's still caught up on Tupac. Bro, if I had a girl and she was caught up on Tupac, bro, that's gonna break me every day. That's Tupac.
I mean, that's Tupac.
Sorry, that's gonna kill me already, man. And then so on top of that, you get your life made into a meme. That's when you start adding the whole Kanye and the whole the whole Will Smith. They're broken men. That's what it is. They've been broken down because they don't know if to be feminine or masculine, or they want to be heard, but a man's feelings and all that ain't valued. As long as you're not providing, you ain't valued. It's sad. There's a saying that women, dogs, and kids are the ones that get loved unconditionally. A man does not get loved unconditionally unless he provides something.
I know my dad. He don't provide.
No, he probably doesn't offer you. Don't lie. Probably for what? Yeah, there you go.
How do you feel about it, Vanessa?
About the situation?
No, about what's your opinion on? About the situation.
Well, I mean, he shouldn't have said it, but he shouldn't have said that either. So I'm just I feel like my 2 cents don't really matter because everyone else's 2 cents are up there already.
You don't feel like you have anything else to bring to the table when it comes to this conversation?
Not really, because they're both kind of in the wrong, though.
This man showed me videos of... I'm going to expose you real quick. He just showed me a video of girls shaking ass.
No, what was it?
No, that wasn't it. It was actually a picture of a car.
Yeah. What car? A 6-4 ball.
Actually, guys, I don't know about cars.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's not recording.
That's why we got the camera.
It's not recording.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was recording too. So.
Piero had the backup camera going. That's good.
Yeah.
That's smart.
What a save.
I looked at it. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not standing there just like that for a reason.
Right.
Your sister's
I don't know when it happened, but
back on now.
This guy.
So let's segue into
Yeah, for next topic.
Next topic.
what is the next topic, Jero? You wanted to cover?
Come on,
it?
host.
Alright, guys, so that's not the sister right there. Nine's here. Okay, so we're going into the next topic. Did we just talk about 2 topics in one topic?
No. Well, basically, men's
Mental health. Men's
But-
mental health matters.
But it's just a little like glimpse of what we have to like speak about. You know what I mean?
I really want to cover that question you asked. You asked me this question like a
Yeah,
week or. You asked me.
That was gonna be the last stage.
Okay, influencers then.
Oh yeah. That's the one I was thinking about.
Okay, producer.
Sorry. Thank you, producer. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
So, okay, so we're hopping into our next
Wait.
topic.
Mal, what question were you
Sorry, I
asking?
didn't mean to cut you
That's
off.
gonna be at the end.
Yeah, we'll cover
Oh,
that
okay,
later.
okay.
Give me a little bit of,
Alright.
what's it called? What are they?
Oh no.
Okay, so we're hopping into the next
Next.
topic. We're gonna talk about how social media influences you and how social media influence you. So let me start with Vanessa since she's the closest one in here. How do you feel about social media, first of all?
I love social media. If I could choose something to do, I would really just do fashion and
Well, she is a model, guys.
She's
I'm a
on
local IG guy.
Local IG baddie, surprise.
Instagram champion Nessa.
Surprise. located,
No, I love social media. I'm not affected anymore. And I think being a social media corrector is a full-time job, honestly. Even though even though like it looks so easy, but like really like I don't know how to edit and do all that. Or like TikToks are kind of hard, low key. Like it takes time to be recording and doing all this stuff.
Hold on.
Or like planning your shoots, like the location, like it's a full-time job.
It is.
But yeah, I love influencers. Like I feel like they do influence me in some way. Like the hairstyle I had last night was because I saw it from an influencer.
Definitely, I think that's kind of true that when we see an influencer, we tend to live how they live.
Yeah,
How they
exactly
do,
too.
you know.
But I feel like it can also be kind of toxic because they're literally just showing you what you want to see.
Yeah.
And also it can be like kind of draining because you're like, oh my gosh, like I wish I was there. Oh my gosh, I wish I had that and this bag and this car and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Definitely. How about you, Mo?
I would agree, like honestly, about that. Like you see Logan Paul and Jake Paul, and you see David Dobrik, and they just have money. Like they're just spending money, and they do help others. I do see that, but I wish they would just like spend a lot of that money to people who really need it. Like a lot of people that they give it to already have shoes and clothes on the back. Then you have kids in Africa that are starving and barely getting by. So like it's nice that you're helping other people, but help those that are really in need. And you see the bad side on all of them. You see that some have rape allegations, and then you have people like Logan Paul who was making fun of suicide in the Japan forest. Do you hear me? So like everybody has a good side and everybody has a bad side, and I can heavily agree on the So it influences you in a good way and a bad way. And the bad way is that it makes you see things that you don't have, and that's when you start to get depressed, and that's when you start to be less appreciate what you have.
Yeah. And not to cut you off, but I feel like that's also like how you take it. Because sometimes when I'm on social media too much, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wish I was prettier, or I wish I was like this and that.
Yeah.
But then that's why I take breaks from it. So it's also like how.
And you see someone, you're like, oh, she's ugly, I'm better.
No.
No, yeah, she's right. And then overall, just wake up and count your blessings, because you have it better than somebody else. And
That is true.
believe it or not, the J. Cole song, whatever yours. Hey, your first album right there, Forest Hills Drives.
Yeah.
That's a killer album.
I want to do album like I want to talk about albums on TikTok or something. It's an idea right now. I don't know.
They follow me on TikTok. Beagle Welding 777, Hot Sevens. Got it tatted back here.
You got tatted?
Yeah, I got the Hot Sevens on my back.
What's your guys' next tattoo? What do you guys want for your next tattoo?
I'm trying to finish this one, and this one's I got the Smile Now, Cry Later, and then with the 6'4" Impala.
How recent was that?
This is like 2 days ago.
It
And
looks
then-
new. Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed like the
And then
ink
it
looks
has,
new.
it has a helicopter, and it is going to be showing where I actually grew up, which is 7th Street and Hatcher, back on the Sunny Slope area. So you're gonna see the.
Oh, you're gonna the cross streets there.
Yeah,
okay.
you're also gonna see the Sunny Slope Mountain because my brothers came here as Chicanos and we're actually Southsiders. They're going against the Norteños, so pretty badass history right there.
I don't have any tattoos, just because I don't know what I want, and also my mom would probably.
You have tattoos, man?
I do. I have one on my quad, but I want a leg sleeve, so I'm gonna start
Nice.
doing that.
I want a cowboy hat or a cowboy boot.
Nice. I also have
Where?
this one.
A cowgirl. I don't know where. That's why I also don't.
My bad. Oh, maybe one or show this one. And then my mom's, big support on cancer, foot cancer. So.
Do you want tattoos, Piro?
I have to.
Yeah, it's the Peru
Oh
line.
shit! I didn't see that.
See, I forget they're there too, cause
Is that the 6'9"?
That's.
¿Te dejó tu mamá?
Nah, that's kidding. She did. She let me do it. Oh,
I
it's
think that was yin and yang.
Yeah, I thought at first.
It's cancer sign.
Oh, okay.
Are you big on astrology?
Not really.
I'm an asparagus.
They say I'm emotional.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Are you an asparagus or what? What are you? Oh no, cancer.
Asparagus.
It's not like a food.
It's good. Asparagus is
Let's
good.
go down and see. What are you?
I'm a Pisces.
What are you?
I'm
You
an
don't-
asparagus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio.
I'm a Sagittarius.
You're a Sagittarius.
What does that mean?
A Sagittarius. You're in your bag.
Is that what it is?
What's your birthday?
Oh, the 18th?
I'll give you.
Huh?
The 18th?
Oh, mine's the second.
Here's a camera.
Mine is March 5th. I just heard.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Just so you all know.
What are you? What are you?
My-
Fire signs? Water signs?
I'm water
What
sign.
if we're all water signs?
I'm all water sign.
What are
I
you?
think I'm a water sign too.
Wait, if what are you? If that's true, then we're
But I don't know my big three, so
we're
I'm not
all
like,
water signs then.
Am I a water sign?
It's a fucking tsunami in here.
Oh,
Are you guys
I'm
into
not a
astrology?
water sign.
Only because like the girls.
When people talk about it, I can kind of get into it. Like I can learn. I'm willing to learn about it. But there's sometimes when people take it too far and they be like, I don't hang out with these type of
Same,
people.
I'm just
because
like,
of this."
What do you
okay,
mean?
wait, hear me
It's
out. So,
I'm a fire.
You find out someone is something and then you want nothing to do with them because of that. It's like, okay, you might have had like past bad experiences, but don't
Libra
limit
men.
yourself. It's like,
Libra men.
No, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm willing to learn too, but I just don't understand. I don't know much about it, so that's why I don't speak on it.
it's just weird because people are like becoming prejudiced against astrology signs.
Pisces.
And like astrology
Pisces.
astrology is supposed to be like a spiritual thing almost.
Yeah.
So why would you be prejudiced? It kind of takes like
It is
the
a spiritual
purpose
thing.
out of it. You
So-
know? How are you spiritual but prejudiced at the same time? It doesn't make sense to me.
So I'm really spiritual, like too, like I'm all about like peace, love, harmony. Nah, but basically, basically when I was in Colorado, I spent 4 months living by myself to the point where like I became like I don't know, like I really got to know myself and like who I am. Oh no. And basically, like all the spirituality stuff is all real. Like karma comes back and it will bite you in the butt.
I agree. I think what comes around goes around.
No, for sure. And on top of that, if you really pay attention to all the religions, they really preach one thing, which is true love and love your neighbor. You get me? Basically, and so all these religions lead to one thing: is love, basically.
I respect all religions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything is higher than another.
Right. For sure.
But I also don't like. But I hate when people try to bring you down for believing in something.
Oh yeah, like I'm
I
Christian.
really-
I'm Christian, but like, I would never push that on anybody. And the whole thing about the spiritual thing is that those 4 months I was out there, I found enlightenment, and enlightenment is basically no matter what situation you are in, you are enlightened because you know that it will pass and you're gonna be okay.
Right.
So like I've been through a lot of shit since I was 15. Like it's just been bad, and I'm still going through shit. I'm currently right now homeless. I don't have a home. All my stuff is in my car. Most of my stuff is, yeah. And that's okay because I'm going to figure it out like I've done before.
That's the right mindset to have.
Yeah,
'cause
and
people
bro-
will use that as a way to be like, I'm down and I'm gonna stay down because that's what they want me to do.
Yeah.
But that's not the way,
No,
definitely.
and I don't know if you guys seen the movie, I think it's called Into the Wild.
I've seen it.
It's a beautiful movie, man. It's about a guy who...
Oh, he leaves his house.
Yes,
he just
yes.
he dies in a lot. I don't know.
Oh,
You gotta bleep that out.
No.
The monsters one?
No,
No,
No, Mom.
I don't think you saw that one. I saw it with mom and dad, but he moved to Alaska, right?
Yeah.
So should I explain it?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Okay, so basically the idea of Into the Wild is about a guy who decides to leave behind this life that he's built.
Society.
Society basically. So he cuts up his credit cards, he cuts up his identity, and he lives off of the land for as long as he possibly can.
Can't say his name.
Yeah, he's a real guy. It's a real true story.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a
it's
real
really
guy,
nice.
but his name that he gave himself, his new name is Alexander the Great, or Alexander Into the Wild. And basically, this guy, he's smart, comes from a family who wants the best for him with wealthiness.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't he like a trust fund kid too?
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
got a lot of money. He gave it all up, basically.
Yeah. So anyways, this guy who his parents have so many expectations, and as teenagers and as growing into young adults, we face that. We face people putting a lot of pressure on us and having expectations for us that sometimes we can't meet because we go through shit. And basically, this guy, he graduates college and a top student for his family, not for him. Once that's settled, that's when his life starts. That's when whenever he disappears and he gets rid of everything and he goes into the wild, heading towards Alaska on foot. And actually, I love this movie to a point because people ask me what are your dreams? And I tell them two dreams. I tell them, do you want my dreams with reality, or do you want my dreams without reality? With reality, I tell them I want to be financially stable to a point where I can take care of my family, because I'm done living for me. I'm living for them. I want to make sure that I can create generational wealth for my family and the generation that comes. And that's that. And I tell them my actual dream is I would love a van, and I would love
Travel?
to
I
travel.
would love to do that too.
I've said the same thing.
I would love to travel, and
too.
I recently just went to Flagstaff, so I don't know if the camera can pick this up or whichever, but there's these pictures, and then that's me, and then there's Into the Wild. Into the Wild, the movie.
It's a very well shot movie.
And it shows the money, basically it's a really great movie, and if you guys have the chance to watch it, I hope you guys take everything in and really.
The part with the viejito made me sad.
Oh yeah, because
I don't think I watched it.
I want to explain that viejito part because I quote that line too, and basically towards the end of the movie, he meets an older guy, and this older guy lost his family, and he lost all his family, and he's old. He's just waiting to die, and he does leather work, so he shows him how to do leather work and all that stuff, and he has a great time. His name's Alex. Alex takes him to all these different places where the viejito has never been, and shows him that you can still experience and enjoy life even when you've been through hardships and when you've been through your trial and tribulations. And basically, he shows him, and Alex has to go because he needs to finish his dream of getting to Alaska. And the viejito gets sad, and Alex tells him, the joy in life, or he says, God, or happiness is in everything and anything you can experience. God put happiness in anything and everything you can experience. And I quote that to this day, because you're gonna go through things and you're gonna look back on them and you're gonna be happy that you went through.
It's
I like that,
character.
man. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Character development.
For sure.
And it's true, because I live by the quote that says, weak people are made because of the weak environment.
Oh yeah.
Tough people are made because of the tough environment. So if you put a tough person in a weak environment, they'll get comfortable. If you put a weak person on a tough environment,
100%. No,
They won't make it.
100%. That's how it works.
And it's crazy because now I will look back and during the pandemic, and I used to tell myself damn,
And
so
that's
boring. I want to do something. And now I'm and now that I do a lot of things, not to brag, of course, because everyone got their stuff doing. I wish I could damn, wish I could have a night where I could just watch Netflix and stuff like that. But now I tell myself, I'm like, nah, because this is what I wanted, I want to be tired, do things, But it's pretty good because I look at it the way that, I didn't get this far to get this far.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to keep going because, there's people, of course, there's people that are going to, stop for a bit and they're going to, go back into college later on. There's people that are, going to stop right now and they want to, get their life together. But I'm like, you're trying to get your life together and you quit on stuff, you're really not getting it together. like dropping it just to get it back again, so you can drop it again.
Yeah.
And that's the toughest part about people when they enter the 20s, they go into the 30s. Is that some people don't have it together. You know, some people just.
But you don't have to have it together. That's the
That's
thing,
true,
because
that's true.
in your 20s, more 30s, you're figuring it out and you kind of had it settled. But in your 20s, you're just like, it's a new world, really.
Definitely.
I mean, for all of us,
I
we're all
mean,
kind
her 30s are the new 20s.
Is that how it is?
Wait, what were we talking about? Sorry. Also, you're talking about the whole like, you drop out and then you don't know if you're doing your life right or what?
No, it's more like the things that you're doing, but you don't want to do them enough because you don't feel like you're stable enough to do them.
Well, listen, like, no one's prepared in life. No one
Right.
came in here with a guide or nothing, bro. Like, a lot of people tell me, like, I'm proud of you for the things you've been through and the things you overcame. How did you do it? I look up to you as a reach. Bro, half the times, like, I was fucking depressed. I didn't want to be here. Like,
Definitely.
I went through those days because I simply did. Without no guidance, without no help, because I had to. There was no way to make it easier. You simply have to go through things because it shapes you. That's it.
That's what I was saying. But you know, you want to be able to do that stuff. I feel like for me right now, I haven't been able to quit on something that I wanted to do. You know?
And that goes back to what you said, that, you know, weak times create weak people and tough times create tough people. You give a man comfortability and he's never gonna leave there. And I could speak off that because I was in a point where I was so comfortable that once I got uncomfortable, I balled up, man. I
think
folded.
that's happens for a lot of people in their jobs too.
Yeah, I folded, man. I went 5 months without getting out of bed, bro. My only comfort spot was my bed. Every time I woke up, I felt sick to the knees. And you know what I did? I went to go get help. I went to go get counseling. I started therapy. And that's why my company, Biga Welding, is big on men's mental health, because I want to get to a point where I'm making enough money. I can pay for people's therapy. I can pay for people's counseling. I can pay so somebody can have a good sleep at night. Because there was times I couldn't even sleep, bro. My thoughts were everywhere. It sucks. But you get through it, man. And I think right now I'm in the point in my life where I'm if I come back, I have 2 companies. I'm going to Virginia. I'm gonna make money out there. Like,
I'm gonna go visit you.
With that said, I think I can segue into the point that you brought me this question maybe like a week or 2 ago, and I found it to be really interesting, and I've been pondering it for a while now. You said, out of the stages of grief, what between denial and acceptance, which one is harder to deal with? What do you think?
Are you asking me now?
I'm asking you. You asked me the question. Now I gotta ask you.
Wait, hold up.
can I answer
You
this
didn't-
last?
You didn't answer. You didn't give your
Your take?
about influence.
He did.
Nah, he
No,
didn't.
he didn't.
Well,
He didn't have his 2 cents.
It's a little late now. I'm just thinking.
I'm sure he did.
It's 32.
Yeah, a quick 30 seconds on it.
Yeah. A brief.
I think
Matt's take on influence.
my take on influencing, I find it to be a great way to like build a business these days. Like even if your business has nothing to do with entertainment, if you have like clothing, like you're welding, anything, and you put it on TikTok and you find
It goes up.
a niche of people, it's a great way. But at the same time, there's a balance, and I think sometimes that balance is it's too much sometimes. There's too much going on. There's too much drama and like fake things on there.
I agree.
And I don't like
There's a lot of like fake positive, fake woke people on social media.
and that's where I'm like in the middle. I'm like, I need to take a break from this stuff because it's just too much sometimes. And just like anything, there's too much of anything is a bad thing.
Oh, for sure.
That's all I gotta say, honestly.
That's why I'm like big on camping, bro. Getting away from technology is a must, man. Then a fat churro. Damn.
I think I got out of social media for like 3 weeks, and it felt good. Not having to worry about.
It does. It's like a nice break.
It did make you forget about a lot of people though. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie
for
to you.
sure,
But the people that don't have your number, stuff like that. You know?
Oh yeah, dude.
So
It's
it
okay.
was nice.
Well, it really teaches you who's really got your back. Because
Yeah.
when you're gone off social
People
media,
notice.
people will notice, and they'll also be like, oh, I should text this guy, or I should go see Piero and see what he's up to. But you realize which people are just internet friends and which people are actually your friends.
Someone will text you like, hey, like, how are you? Or like, I've noticed you're not on social media. I don't know, I'm nosy, so I'd be like,
And with that, you noticing something like that, recognize is real. So like,
Yeah.
you find those people, just keep those people.
or don't you remember when just like you're doing something, you're like, oh my gosh,
It's
this person
basic-
hasn't posted in a while. I
It's
haven't seen this
basically
person
like, you know when you post on Snapchat, like, don't text me. It's
No,
like
my
that. But what I was gonna say is, I wanted to add on to what you said, but I lost it.
Wait, what part?
I forgot, man. It was good too.
I'm sure it'll come back. Feels good.
But nah, we'll be too ahead of it. Nah, you
Well,
just go ahead.
Ready?
It's okay.
Alright, guys, we're heading into our last segment. We're gonna talk about a question. I guess I'll ask it.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I thought you were answering
I
that.
want to be last to answer this.
You should ask it and then answer it as well.
So, okay, so I'll answer it. I'll give you guys my take on it. The question is, what is the hardest stage of grief? And the two answers that I came up with were denial and acceptance. And I thought, which one was the hardest one, you know? I ended up coming with denial. You know? And some people may think it's different, you know, that it's the wrong answer. And that's okay. You know, it's everyone's decision to come up with, you know, with your answer, because at the end of the day, it's your mind who thinks it, it's your body that goes through it. And I thought denial, definitely. Not only because of the fact that, you know, you want to make sure it's the answer that you want to hear, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about it, you know, and well, acceptance was just the last part of it. Like I felt that acceptance was more of a okay, you know, it is what it is. While denial, it's going through the process of damn, that really happened.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't believe it. I still don't believe it, and this can be found in many different places. I mean, you can find denial, you know,
Friendship,
you know,
relationship,
friendship, relationships,
school.
family laws, you know, school, and it's always gonna be that. But that was for me. Denial, I think, is one of the hardest stages when it comes to grief. So Vanessa, which one do you think? And this is more personally, of course.
I want to say probably acceptance.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I think acceptance is bigger.
I mean, denial's hard too. Like, obviously, like, you don't want to hear what you don't want to hear. Also, like, things happen and you don't want to believe them. But I feel like acceptance is like the hardest, because then you're like finally like, oh, like it happened. Like, there's nothing you can change about it. And also, like you said, it does affect like your mind, body, and your health and everything. But I feel like once you like accept it, everything like kind of life will kind of like figure itself out. And like you said earlier, like not everything bad lasts forever. Like, you know, good days happen, or there's good and every bad. There's good stuff and bad days too. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Can't see the rainbow without some rain, man.
Yeah.
Some rain, man.
So yeah, I think acceptance is the hardest, because then you're just like, what can you do?
Have you never seen the rain?
Never.
You heard it.
What
Okay,
about you,
wanna be
Matt?
last, so
Wait, Matt's take.
Okay, so I also agree. I think acceptance is harder than denial, because once you accept something for what it is, it can still hurt. Like, accepting something can still hurt, and that's what people like.
Yeah.
Once you accept it, they think, oh, like, well, from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, he's over it, he's moved on, or she's moved on.
yeah, exactly.
But in reality, it's like, it could still hurt to know that person isn't in your life anymore, whether they're gone, or just not a part of your life. And I think a lot of people forget that. Denial is huge too, but I feel like the denial part, there's still hope in you, and that's what's keeping you going.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And that's why it's so.
And it can be toxic, like
Hope is
mentally
a-
draining too.
Well, denying that someone isn't around you anymore. Say you break up with someone. I'm gonna use that as an example. And your denial that you guys are gonna eventually get back together. There's hope in your heart that you guys are gonna get back together. That's a positive way to look at it, and it can keep you going. But accepting it for what it is and moving on with it can be even harder to deal with, I think.
Yeah, like hope is a silent killer.
Right.
It's here telling you, oh, what if this, what if that. Like, you know, you just gotta throw that out the door, man.
Sometimes what ifs don't really work, and you kind of just have to go with like what is.
Yeah. it is what it is, you know? That's the thing,
That's a
man.
good quote.
Hell yeah, man.
Phrase it right there.
Matt.
Moses, what about you?
I'm honestly gonna go with denial. And just because the acceptance, like, I've been through it already, like, with a bunch of people, actually, like, from my mom, you know, my mom, my tia, primos that just didn't get to meet 20, you know, and it's been like that for a young age. But, I would say denial, because the acceptance, man, like, that's the easiest. Like, believe it or not, it is the easiest, because that's when you're like, alright, they're gone, man. Life goes on. You know, if this person really cared about me and they loved me, as their son or as their brother or primo or whatever, they would want me to move on and be happy, man. Keep going in life, man. To take the risk and to do everything that I was supposed to do with them, but now on my own. And I've been on that, man. But I would say denial, because, like, denial is like, man, they're not here no more. You don't know how many times I crave my mom's food, man. No one can make arroz like how she made it, man. I crave everything from my mom's, like, touch to her voice to everything, man. I have a whole arm piece dedicated to her. I have a back piece that's gonna be dedicated to her. A portrait, not even that, a voice memo that I'm gonna make into just the voice memo, and have it down my spine. Because it sucks. It sucks going through all that shit at 15. It sucks going at it through 15 and then having to be strong for others, because I have nieces and nephews. My mom was the backbone of 7 sons. I'm the 7th kid. And to lose your half-out like that, dude, my world came crashing, man. I didn't have my mom for days. Think about it, not eating your mom's food. That shit fucking sucks, man. My mom was my #1 supporter in everything. My mom worked 3 jobs. And she worked 3 jobs so I could play football, man. She thought I was gonna go pro. I'm fucking 5'9", man. I ain't going pro. I'm 5'9", I ain't going pro, mama. But I'm gonna do my best for you. And I don't know how she came up with the money, but she did. And I was playing football, bro. I was doing my best for her. And I'm here trying still. So, like, I understand the whole denial and acceptance. But, bro, denial is always gonna fuck you up. Because you're gonna get home, she ain't gonna be there. You want a car, she ain't gonna pick up. You don't wanna cry, man, you ain't gonna have mama's arms to run to. It sucks, man. And it sucks even more when my dad, he was so hurt and I had to go through things alone. I had to do signatures on my own. I had to, do all this stuff on my own, get to school on my own. There was times I had to work, I had to walk an hour to work. I didn't have nobody to be there. And it sucks. My mom, as of right now, the reason why I'm homeless, and I can say I'm homeless, is because when my mom died, my brothers, they separated, man. I don't even have brothers. I told them already. I was like, I'm done with you guys. As soon as I'm in Virginia, don't hit me up. I want the best for you. I love you, but you guys are draining. And my mom would be disappointed in y'all for being like this. And for me to be 19, bro, come on. I told him, like, I want to see you guys eat, just not at my table anymore. You guys are considered dead to me because it's hard to get us together just so we can do some simple shit. And it is what it is, but I'm here now, I'm doing better, thanks to God. I put my trust in the Lord, and I always do. I always quote him. Jeremiah 29:11. For I, the Lord, knows the plans for you, plans to prosper you, plans to keep you, to give you hope in the future, not to harm you. And I'm here living it, man. And I can tell you, I've been through my good days and I've been through my bad days.
I think a lot to say, man.
No, yeah.
It's a lot.
No, yeah, for sure.
You were keeping it for a while.
No, yeah. And I'm glad that you guys, gave me the opportunity to speak upon this. Where I highly speak of this.
And also, you don't know who is listening, so
yeah,
you can help
and I hope my voice is a soothing arms for you if you're going through something, man. Because as a person who's been through it, I'm here, and I say it to a point where I almost took my own life too. So if you feel like you're out of it, man, seek help. Go to hospitals. They'll put you in a room by yourself, man. And the lady will come in and she'll be like, everything's gonna be okay. Because I was in the hospital room. I took the steps to go there. So don't be afraid, man. And once you do, I promise you, man, you'll be okay. So keep on going, man, and keep on fighting, because that's all you can do. And once again, thank you.
I don't know, it was very emotional at the end. He almost made me cry. Don't cry.
No, I make a lot of people cry. If it's girls, they'll be crying.
Vanessa, did you cry?
No, I'm
Just
sorry.
I'm sorry. That's okay. Well, we came to a conclusion of our episode. I think this is PB at 7.
Yeah.
EP7
I
or
want to show them the
EP6?
back real quick. Just Beagle welding. You know, I really put my heart
Where's my
into
sword?
Marisol is my sister.
Oh, nice.
Oh, did you? Yeah, the cameras. Both cameras.
Oh, well, cameras, I got you. No, but I have a lot.
Merch and link.
I have a lot going on. Like I said, it's mental health. Like it was last month, and I have a hoodie in dark blue. Oh my bad. In dark blue, that's considered like, you know, whenever you're feeling blue, you know, that's the concept. That's why. And it's gonna be, all the money is gonna be going towards, you know, men's mental health research and people who need it, medication. Not even that, just a hoodie dedicated to those who sometimes feel out of place.
That's nice.
So yeah,
Alright, with that said.
Beagle welding.
I want to appreciate everyone for tuning in. I want to appreciate everyone for coming in.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
An amazing episode in a different place, different setting, but same people. No, I'm just kidding. Oh,
All
thank you.
this on one cup of lemonade.
One cup of lemonade. Not one lemonade. So, thank you guys.
Thank you to our host,
Yeah,
Hero
yeah.
Morale.
Period. Period.
We'll see y'all later.
Y'all have a good night, good day, whatever. Stay safe.